Boom.
We're live. Number 38, ECSports. Thanks for joining us. What do we got today?
I like that. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
We got Baseball Hall of Fame. Do steroids alter the game?
Okay.
Then we got Cubs not allowing Sammy Sosa to be involved with the club. We then have Bones Jones on the lie detector.
Yeah, he took it, passed it. What does that mean for his future?
Correct. And then we have the Bulls with 18 W's on the season.
Yeah.
Oh, no. They got more than that.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll talk about that and much more, but we're going to start off with the base. So with the baseball situation, obviously last week they voted some guys in the Hall of Fame. Can't even give you. I know Jim told me he was on Vlad Guerrero and some other guy. A guy that saved. But my thing is this. Do you believe that the Baseball Hall of Fame should have a wing for the steroid era? Or should they just totally be left out in the dust, regardless of the things that they've done? We're talking Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, A-Rod, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa.
Hey, Vinny, text my mom. Let her know we're shooting, please. Here's my take. Barry Bonds is a great example because Barry Bonds, he hit 73 bombs.
73 in one season.
In one season.
Most all time.
73 bombs. Steroid, no steroid, 73 bombs.
Steroid, right, all right. It might have took it over the fence. But I don't care how many steroids that takes.
You ain't hitting 73 bombs.
First of all, I'm not hitting the fucking ball.
First of all, he did this at a time when everybody was
like
taking steroids.
It was like vitamins, bro.
Right. So everybody's doing it, but you're also doing it, and you're hitting 73 bombs? Hall of Famer to me.
Hall of Fame. Do you think there should be an asterisk or like a wing where it just says, all right, the steroid era? Or do they just go in the Hall of Fame because of their
I think they
their
go.
attributes?
I think they go right in, bro.
That's what I'm. This is the problem with the voters, though. Guys that have probably not touched a freaking baseball field in their life. Guys like Buster Olney and freaking Dan fucking Patrick. Guys that haven't played shit, who are just judgmental pricks like Dan freaking Bernstein on the Score, that have votes that aren't gonna fucking vote the guys based upon, oh, they did steroids. So, bro, I mean, I'm not giving.
And we're not condoning cheating either, but
if it's cheating with football, it's cheating if you're on steroids, bro.
for sure,
You
you're
know what I'm
cracking
saying?
people.
But
Listen, the hand-eye coordination to hit a 95 mile an hour fastball. There's 1% of guys who can do it. Period.
yeah,
I
someone's
mean-
getting bust right now. By the way, over behind us.
Oh,
Yeah, we got some guys.
we got
playing
some
2K.
guys 2K'ing it up for our show today. Little tournament we got going on. We had an overconfident player in the house who's now getting
Dylan,
busted.
producer. So, yeah, you can see him there.
But no, I totally see where you're coming from here, and I do. I mean, even Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa.
That year alone, how many people weren't glued to the freaking TV?
I know.
That was the most
It was
amazing.
the best year in
It was
baseball.
the greatest year in baseball. Can anybody freaking say that it wasn't?
There's no one.
No one is gonna sit here and say, "But they use steroids. It's not fair."
It's a pitcher's league.
Yeah. Shut the fuck. Hey, I'm coming here to see Arietta. I'm coming here to see. Come on, man. You gotta look at it from the entire standpoint. If you're at the age where you lived in that era where those dudes you were just sitting there like baseball.
He can hit a bomb at any
people that
moment.
didn't touch baseball were watching those times. So
Right.
it's hard for me to sit here and say that Barry Bonds or A-Rod or Mark McGwire or Roger Clemens for that nature
Right.
aren't legitimate Hall of Famers. So now you're just gonna tell, oh, the guys that, you know, they did their duty and just played like Jim Thome and Vlad Guerrero. And I heard, come on, man.
Well, it's funny now because the thing is now is that people are like, I'm heading over to the Cubs game. I'm going to see Lester pitch against Kershaw. Oh, you are? Oh,
that's the way now.
Oh, you're gonna watch that one-run game.
Exactly.
Four guys are gonna get on base the whole time.
Yeah, that's. I mean, honestly,
Bring $20 for a bag of peanuts for the two-run
for an old style.
for the two-run show.
$10 for an old style.
You know who I want to see? I want to see Joe Johnson out of AAA with a 9.74 ERA versus Jimi Hendrix out of the AA Iowa Cubs with an ERA of 11.1. I want to see bombs.
Bombs galore. Balls juiced. Get all the rubber bands in that sumbitch.
I want to see the street just crackles out on Waveland.
That anybody cannot say that was the greatest year in baseball.
Oh, it was awesome.
Watching Bonds, everybody, ESPN used to have cutaways. Bonds is at bat, and he sits there with that beautiful freaking swing
Tall.
that steroids didn't fucking make. Now, you know, the strength hitting the juiced ball probably had something to do with it.
Of course.
But you have to hit the ball.
Have to hit the ball.
Can you hit a 95 mile an hour?
Never.
I just
never.
Even people have to evaluate what you're doing with we're talking the Hall. Like, these players in their era were the best. You can put on the plaque, they took steroids.
They did.
You can put that on the plaque.
That's fine.
It's good.
Because guess what?
Every freaking
There's guys that are still juicing right now.
Whether you like it or not.
They won't hit 50 next year.
No.
They won't hit 40.
And if you're crazy, if you think, oh, those guys don't juice, they know what they're in for. We're in 2018.
Yeah.
If you believe that there's not a test that could be cheated upon, you're psycho.
Listen, there's a guy who's been hitting 235 for the past 2 seasons. He's completely fed up with hitting 235.
Yeah.
3 of his friends on the team have been to the All-Star game both years.
You're crazy if you believe that that's
He's
different.
giving himself
You're
the extra
psycho.
boost.
You're crazy. You don't understand that there are drugs now that cannot be traced.
He's spiking up the 5-hour energy.
2018, guys. There are untraceable drugs. I'm sorry. I mean, unfortunately, that's just the way of the world, and you have to understand it. So for you to literally take away the truth, which is those guys were the shit, and they were the reason baseball had anything going. We're talking Roger Clemens. He won how many Cy Youngs?
The Rocket.
On 3 different teams.
He's out there winging it.
At 40?
Winging it. I'll tell you, I hate to say it, but baseball, they need steroids.
I mean,
it's cruel to say.
We're in Chicago. We were happy because our team was doing it. I don't give a shit what any of you say. If the Cubs weren't up there, you're not. Were you watching the World Series like crazy? Were you like, ooh, the Dodgers? Who was it? I can't even tell you right now.
When we won?
This past year.
Oh, Houston and the Dodgers.
Come on. Really?
Houston was
was
a really good team.
Yeah.
With some big time hitters.
Did that make you say, oh, baseball is amazing?
No.
Like, ooh, I get to see Justin Verlander go. We were talking about Verlander missed the parade to go get married to, come on.
Kate Upton.
Yeah, to go
We've
get
seen
married
your
to Kate
nudes.
Upton.
Nice nudes.
Back in the day, I remember this game when freaking McGuire and Sosa hit. It was just amazing. Like, I was just like in awe of these players. Like, how you not put them in the Hall of Fame is beyond me, but that's my take on it. I just feel like you can't disrespect what they did for the game. Unfortunately, they succumbed to the peer pressure. It's like a kid in school. Like, you succumb to the peer pressure. I'm not saying it's right, but they are freaking all-stars. I mean, I'm sorry, obviously they're all-stars, but they're
Hall of Famers.
And there's, I mean, you can go from MLB, you can go to NFL, like how Terrell Owens wasn't an all-star. I keep saying all-star. A Hall of Famer is a joke. First ballot. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he wasn't.
Without question.
Because of his personality? Really? Come on, man.
It is.
These Hall of Fame voters are a joke.
It is a joke, especially when you bring up Terrell Owens, because he didn't even have an off-the-field issue.
Ever. You never heard you don't see a mugshot of Terrell Owens. But, you know, the murderer, he's in Hall of Fame, first ballot. You don't know the murderer?
Ray?
Hey, I was just in the car. But,
yeah.
Come on, bro.
He was in the car hanging out the window.
I mean, we're talking Terrell Owens, who, look up his stats. That's all I got to say. But Hall of Fame people are idiots. So
I agree.
Right.
So transitioning, now that we're speaking Hall of Famers, steroids, all of the above, we're gonna go with Sosa being shunned by the Cubs. Ricketts has.
That was announced they talked about 3 weeks ago at the convention.
Yeah.
Not the fest. The convention.
The fest.
Where I'm gonna let everybody elaborate, but
so
basically what happened was Ricketts said he will not welcome Sammy Sosa back into the fold, meaning as like an ambassador or whatever you may call it, until he admits that he took steroids, which obviously means up until now people are under the assumption that he took it because he hasn't had any tests.
Yeah, there's been no closure.
There's no closure. Yeah, I mean, there's no official test which says Sammy Sosa took steroids, blah, blah, blah. So basically what they're saying is we're under the assumption that you did, which they're probably right, but this is the United States of America, bro. Like,
listen, this is a grown man.
Yeah.
Who he made a wrong decision.
Allegedly
made a wrong decision to use performance-enhancing drugs while on the baseball field. However, what he has done for the Cubs in his
just the Cubs.
Just the Cubs.
Yeah.
In his career, for the game of baseball,
that
is
one season.
For his country even, I'll go as far to say,
Dominican Republic.
He's on the Cubs all-time roster. He's
the
right fielder for the Cubs all-time.
Over Andre Dawson.
He's the best Cubs he's one of the best Cubs to ever step foot on Wrigley Field, and he's no longer.
He's a legend.
He is.
I don't care what the fuck
a baseball legend.
I don't care what he looks like. He's a legend.
He's white now.
He's a white guy, but a white Dominican. But
I don't even understand what happened.
I don't get it. Totally, somebody's getting their ass kicked. So, what do you think about them barring him?
I think it's
and making it like a story.
I think that it is truly, it's a shitty move.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shitty move. I mean, I cannot. Like I said, you do so much for an organization.
Mm-hmm.
You dominate the sport. You dominate for a team. You're one of the best Cubs ever, and you're not even allowed to associate yourself with the team.
Mm-hmm.
That makes. I just don't understand it. I
mean,
I understand that you're trying to create an image for us being a straight edge ball club, classy organization.
Although you hire Manny Ramirez, yeah,
but
who's known to have done that?
Exactly,
makes total sense.
But the fact of the matter is, this guy played on the Cubs, and he's not allowed to be part of the team.
Yeah.
Not only played, it wasn't like he was just a player.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't Corey Patterson. Oh, I liked Corey for whatever reason. He sucked. He could run fast, but I liked him.
A weird name.
Which guy?
Tuffy Rhodes. Remember him? Tuffy Rhodes. Bro.
Tuffy Rhodes. I used to like, you know who I used to like? Fred McGriff.
I remember Fred.
You remember McGriff at first?
He's a beast in Atlanta and with the Blue Jays.
I liked Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Thought he was a good player.
Tuffy Rhodes. But yeah, Corey Patterson was when they traded him off to Baltimore. He didn't do what he's supposed to do. I watched the Cubs, bro.
He could run, remember?
Yeah, he's a runner.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Should have been a track
But
star.
to knock.
But
like
yeah, they're
the
acting like this guy
Cubs
was
did.
an average Cub who's just trying to get back in the organization.
I'm
One of
getting
the best
old
of
and
them.
my brain is almost fried. But was Sammy on the team with Alou? And
Yeah,
he was on the Bartman team?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
He hit a bomb dead center in that
Okay.
series. Big
Yeah.
one.
Wow. For you to even disrespect, like, how do you? I just don't get how the Ricketts could, like, that's disrespectful. And they're the ones that grew up watching him.
I know.
It's pathetic for them
He's a
to.
legendary, iconic.
He's a
Cub.
legend. He should have a statue out there. Are we being like disrespectful to the owners? No, because they bought the team based upon what Sammy did for their revenue. Yeah, it's the Cubs, but come on, bro.
There is, out of all the teams in the league, over 3/4 of them would allow, if this were the same situation in another franchise organization,
Yeah,
they would 100% allow it.
yeah, totally. You think that the Yankees aren't going to freaking retire A-Rod's number? Come on, bro. We're talking like legends. You think McGuire isn't a legend in St. Louis and Oakland?
Yeah, that was one of the few front office decisions I disagree with from
one?
the Cubs.
Oh yeah, that one.
Not allowing Sammy in
It's
there.
disrespectful, and then how they put it out at Cubs convention was, kind of disrespectful.
That was a slap in the face.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're gonna say this when everybody's listening. Hey, Sammy, fuck you. It's like the White Sox telling that to Frank Thomas. I mean, it's that, not that they have any reason to even be on the cusp of anything that the Cubs do.
Right.
But it's like your guys, Frank Thomas, who
Yeah,
you
right.
love, or Tommy, what's his name? Paulie K. Paulie Canerco, over here. Paulie, let's go get his sausage after the game.
Oh, Maglio.
Oh my God, one of those.
Maglio's working at Taco Burrito King
Yeah,
right now.
He is. He owns it, though. He owns it. Paulie Canerco's got an Italian place over in Bridgeport.
Paulie K's Pizzeria.
He's got his Corvette in there. Fucking Paulie Canerco. Fucking White Sox. You guys stink.
You know what Paulie was known for in my book? He was like the first guy to bring on that shitty ankle.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, real quick, I still know how the game went for me.
Oh.
We lost by 18.
Oh.
Ooh, bangers.
Yeah.
Paulie K brought that
About
shitty.
that shin thing with his
That shitty
freaking-
shin
oh my
guard, dude.
God, bro. Yeah, and don't forget about George Bell with his Jerry curl. What the fuck? The White Sox
How
soft.
about Jermaine Dye, JD?
Don't forget.
JD outright, 05 MVP.
Who's that pitcher, bro?
Oh, head over in left field. You can race against Scotty Pods.
Scotty Podzegna. Don't forget about Joey Creedy at third. Fucking idiot. What is he doing?
How about Aaron Rowan? You want to talk
Fishing?
steroids?
Oh my gosh.
Aaron Rowan.
That guy?
Aaron Rowan is a steroid.
Who are their pitchers in that league? I mean,
Great,
this is
awesome
the only,
pitchers.
This is the only
Awesome
year that
pitchers.
they were actually good in 05.
Their pitchers were great.
Bro, it's been 12 years, guys. Let's talk about something else.
Scotty Pods is my favorite sock of all time.
Yeah.
One hit wonder.
Ozzy's my favorite guy.
You do? Really?
Yeah, I love Ozzy.
You do?
Great coach.
He
Great
is good.
manager.
He is good. I mean, he is good.
He is. He
They
was.
won it.
Was.
They won it.
Yeah, they did their thing, but it was 12 years ago. Let's
Right.
move past that.
Right.
But
I mean, he compelled them to do that thing. That was a team of destiny in the playoff.
that was a destined team.
They had great pitching.
But fuck them. So yeah, fuck the Cubs on that situation. But
Correct.
go Cubs. So let's talk about this lie detector.
Yeah, why don't you kick us off?
So
Bones
basically what
Jones
happened
lie
is,
detector.
as you guys know, we're pretty big on Johnny Bones Jones. He's a beast. He's
Best
probably
fighter in the
still,
world.
he's the greatest fighter I've ever seen. We're talking 6'4", 205, lean.
Kicking,
Wrestler
kicking
extraordinary.
people in the head.
Kick people, elbows from a punch, from the top. You know John Bones Jones. So basically what happened was, long story short, he fought Dan Cormier. Took his belt, beat his ass, right? Kicked him in the face, beat the shit out of him. We're talking about a guy that has not only last 2 losses, he's the champ, 2 Bones Jones. So after the fight, he wasn't tested after the fight. They said that they test these guys right before the fight, and they came back positive for Toradol, which is a very minimal steroid in his system. So I think me and you said this guy has to be an idiot.
We did.
How is it possible?
You know, you get so many chances.
Yeah.
After the cocaine abuse.
Now, those situations were stupid. The cocaine, the car accident, you know,
Right.
all of that dumb shit.
It was a series of unfortunate
There is
events.
no way that you can't sit here and say this guy he knows he's going to get tested. He knows that he just had like a strike. Why would he go take a freaking steroid?
Right.
I, in the back of my head, did not believe he was that stupid. Because, honestly, he's on the top of the world. He's never lost. What's the point? So, to do what? You're the best when you weren't. So why would you all of a sudden, out of the blue, do it?
Right.
Now, what I've learned, and I did a lot of reading, is there are steroids that are in a lot of supplements.
They're not even steroids,
Not
I wouldn't even
steroids.
say.
They're like performance enhanced. What would you call it?
It's
like
basically a substance.
A substance. That's a
It's
good
not even
word.
it's not even a performance enhancing. It's
literally a substance.
It's a
on
substance
list.
that can trigger
Mhm.
a steroid or drug test.
Yeah.
And it's found a lot. You got to stay away from energy drinks. Certain like
Because he got caught before with like a male enhancement drug.
yeah, certain like pre-workouts have this shit in it. But it's not a steroid.
Yeah.
It's a substance that can trigger a steroid type test.
Yeah. And everybody was so on the knowledge of, oh, he's got to be an idiot. Blah, blah, blah. So recently, he's a guy that, you know, he's in a situation where people believe he lied. People think that he ruined his career. He decided to take a lie detector test.
Yeah. Which was the best move of his career.
Why not? He knows he didn't do anything wrong. He took the test, passed with flying colors. Basically, what the UFC stated is this, and this is like their main health guy, as well as the commission was told as well. But John Jones couldn't have knowingly, in his position, a guy in his stature and his position, it makes absolutely no sense to knowingly take something where he has everything to lose. He knows he's getting tested. It's not like it's a situation where he's not getting tested.
Right.
And he just, oh, you surprised me. You got me. So he took the test. You probably haven't heard any decisions on it because it's such a very intricate situation to where we're talking, this is probably the best guy on the planet in what he does. So why not do everything possible to state your case? Because he's going to appeal it regardless.
You have
He's still in his 20s, I believe.
He's at a point in his career where if he doesn't state his case, his career's shot.
Yeah, and what do you do?
Because he's
when
an
a guy's-
habitual offender of drugs.
Exactly. Cocaine, you can't fucking do that. That was some dumb shit. He's a young guy partying, doing whatever. He got caught with that. But this situation, I hope for the sport of MMA that he could at least, you know, he's already got a lot of time served since the situation. It's going on a year now. Hopefully, you know, he can get some time served, 6 months, you know, train and get ready to go back. Obviously, there's some good things coming out of his camp saying, you know, does he take a test without someone saying, hey, it won't hurt, you know?
The thing is like you said, you are not taking this test unless you 100% have confidence in yourself that you
Yeah.
know for a fact that you did not alter anything in order to performance enhance yourself knowingly. So
Exactly.
there was zero knowledge behind doing it. If there's zero knowledge behind doing it, anyone
Yeah.
could drink an energy drink and go take a steroid test and test positive, and you're like, what the hell? I just tested
Totally.
positive. I didn't take any steroids.
So moving forward, I'm sure he's gonna. I mean, if it's at all possible, he has to watch everything that he inputs in his body. And people say that, but you have to realize when you're training, you have a team of experts that you have for that. And I'm sure the people in charge of that situation are gone. But you have to understand that when you're in that situation, he has to have the right people. He doesn't have time to, all right, let me read this. Hold that.
Right.
Hold on, guys. It's
Right.
just not that way. You guys have to understand that. So I personally hope that this situation is cleared up and we can move past that and get this guy in the ring because he is a fucking monster. All right, lastly,
You want to take the floor?
the Bulls,
They're good.
we can always talk about the Bulls. I personally
They're good.
believe, I could say today, after watching everything, that the Bulls won the trade because if you look at everything, the Jimmy Butler trade, you traded Jimmy Butler, just Jimmy, right? And your pick.
Oh, was Tajan on that trade?
No, that was the Dougie.
Yeah.
They traded him to Oklahoma City.
Oh my god.
For a bag of chips and some.
He's on the
Cameron
Knicks
Payne.
now, playing quality minutes. Dougie.
Oh, Dougie, I thought you were on Taj.
No, Dougie's on the Knicks playing quality minutes.
Yeah, we traded Taj Gibson and Doug McBuckets for it. Cameron Payne, Joffrey Levine, and who else?
Cameron Payne, Joffrey Levine,
That's
and
bad.
Anthony Morrow.
The last two guys are not on the team, and Cameron Payne hasn't played at all since he got here.
Morrow might be a king of diamonds throwing
Yeah.
ones in the air right now.
Yeah, so we're talking about Doug, who's getting some tick in
He's
New
getting
York.
quality minutes in New York on one of the
And
worst
Taj Gibson
teams in the
starts
league.
on Minnesota on one of the best teams in the West.
Correct.
So that's that. But we trade Jimmy Butler and a pick. We get our pick, Laurie Markkinen, who's already paid in
He's a
dividends.
stud.
Chris Dunn is running the squad.
Leader.
Sam's the mouth. And we got Zach Levine, who's been killing it lately.
He's playing.
So-
He's playing minimal minutes, and in minimal minutes, he's lights out.
Yeah. You got a nice core to build around. Now, do you believe, because Bulls have money, by the way.
Oh, they got Zort.
All of that freaking
Z.
fucking Dwayne Wade money, the Jimmy Butler money, you don't have that money.
It's nice.
Is anybody coming in? Or are we building through the draft? Because if we're building through the draft, we need to stop winning.
I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. They're going after somebody this year.
Are they coming?
Here's what I'm telling you. They're going after someone.
Boogie's a free agent.
I don't know if they're coming, but they're going after someone. They're not going through the draft. They can't possibly be going through the draft.
Yeah.
They can't be, though.
Dude, there's some players coming.
They have to be absolutely shot if they're going for the draft when they're going to win probably 35 games on the pace they're on.
That's so stupid to me. And I'll continue to say that. It's dumb. It just doesn't make sense. To keep winning, to get the fucking 9th seed, to get the 12th pick in the draft. It just doesn't make sense.
You're right. But that's why I'm telling you,
I
there's
forgot,
no
'cause of Fred.
way they're going for picks.
Trade.
They're not.
people.
Here, I'm going to tell you the only possible way that I see them. If certain guys leave the club,
Mhm.
then they'll tank the rest of the year.
Yeah, so we need that to happen. But I personally believe that you have to build through the draft just like Golden State did.
They're
With
not-
one guy.
They're not gonna though.
With one guy. No one's coming here, man. I just don't see
Who's our free agents next?
Zach is coming into a contract.
No, he's getting paid.
Yeah.
But who do we got coming? We got, I mean, as
Boogie
far as
Cousins.
yeah,
I mean LeBron, but he's not coming here.
no,
Didn't Kevin Durant on sign a 2-year deal because of that money?
yeah, he's probably not leaving there.
I mean,
Should I bring
I
up
gotta
the
look
chef?
up. Yeah, chefed it up before
Let's
we get out
shaft
of
it
here.
real quick. 2018.
2018 free NBA free agents. I think there's going to be a list where it says could opt out or something.
We got J.J. Redick, Chris Paul, Brooke Lopez,
Contavious Caldwell Pope.
guy's brute. Greg
DeMarcus
Monroe,
Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins, Tony Parker, Derek
Who's
Favors,
your favorite guy? Amir Johnson. Joe Johnson's still in the league.
Jabari Parker. He might
I
be
don't
here.
know. I don't want that.
No, but he might be here.
Isaiah Thomas. He's unrestricted. I don't think
He's gone.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to Cleveland. Do you want him though?
No. Do you?
No. Bulls. I'll say
I
this.
like that
Bulls might
Marcus
get
Smart.
Jaleel Okafor. That's what they're fucking getting.
I'd like to see Marcus Smart here.
Aaron Gordon. He's restricted though.
How about Pine-Baxter riding Pine for $3 million? 3.5 to be exact.
Hasn't touched the fucking.
Randall, Julius Randall.
Oh, he might leave.
That's not a bad move.
The Bulls might have an option. Oh, Seth Curry.
The Bulls, so looking at this...
Dougie McBuckets could come back. Fuck out of here.
Oh,
Oh, Zach's a restricted this year, bro.
yeah.
I don't think they're going to do.
No. So looking at this list, ooh, Nurkic, that's huge. He's awesome. Jusuf Nurkic, he's a center. He's exactly what we need.
I mean, there's some good.
Looking at this list, I think they could possibly get 2 above average or above average players for next season.
Mm-hmm.
That would set them up to have a pretty solid team on this list.
True.
I don't know if you're going to see a DeMarcus Cousins or a Chris Paul.
I mean, that's what
But-
you want. Man, Arsene, he's the last one on there. But yeah, I mean, we always talk about the Bulls, but I'm very interested.
He's playing
this
well,
summer.
Archie Diacono,
Yeah. Well, he has to play now.
out of Nova.
But the whole thing is we want the Bulls to succeed, but I just don't know if they're going to succeed through free agency. But we'll see what happens with that, right? For Anthony, I'm Dion. This is ECSports. Goodbye, guys. We'll see you next week with our Super Bowl show.
Oh,